Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for tuning in and welcome to Brushton Outdoors. My name is Cole and you've clicked on the video, so you're probably wondering, what am I going to be talking about? Why is there a picture of a bottle? So what I'm going to be talking about today is bow fishing tips for shooting and aiming, and how you can improve that. So a little bit more of like a beginner's level out bow fishing, or you're excited to do it, get into it, whatever, and you go out there and there's fish everywhere and you draw back, beat on it, right on that fish, and it doesn't hit, and you do it again and it doesn't hit, and it doesn't hit, and you're missing, but the shot's lined up. You put the arrow right on the fish and it's still not hitting. So what's going on there? When the light hits the water, it's being distorted because it's going through a translucent substance, and that's when the light gets distorted. I'm not going to explain that in detail to you. That has to do with physics, and that's a little bit above my pay grade, but the fish essentially is going to be deeper than how it appears. When you're looking at it in the water, it's typically not actually right where it seems to be, and so you have to account for that. So when you're shooting, generally you're going to want to aim about 3 to 4 inches below the fish. Say assuming they're in 1 foot depth, I would shoot for 3 to 4 inches below the fish. You want to aim low, and you're going to hear this consistently if you're looking for tips to improve your aim, especially in water. Aim low, aim lower, keep going lower until you hit the fish. Now obviously if you're shooting way to the right of it or way to the left of it, this might not apply as much, but if you're lined up on the fish and you're shooting above it, it's probably because you're shooting too high and you need to aim lower in the water. Bow fishing, in my opinion, is more instinctive than anything, because you're really going off of reflexes. Once you get more into it and you get more shots out, you get a feel for how everything works, you're going to be more in tune with it, and it's just going to be a reflex for you. It's going to be muscle memory, and so you'll get a better understanding of it. The more you shoot, the more practice you have, you'll get better. But you do have to understand that usually when you're aiming at the fish, you don't want to put it right on. Say you hit the fish and you hit it towards the top, it may pull off. So the lower you can aim on that and hit the fish, the better, and you'll get a feel for it as you go. So I am going to take this body armor bottle and we're going to see if I can hit it with a bow. I think a good way to practice, obviously this is going to be on land, so it's a little bit different, but I think this will help you get a feel and improve your shooting. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a fish and it's underwater, but if you can hit a bottle, you can probably hit a fish. If you can hit a bottle, you'll adjust and be able to hit it when it's in the water and when it's moving. But I think this is a really good way to practice. You throw a bottle out in the yard and you take your bow, and I'm going to be shooting a older bow, so it doesn't have a bow fishing reel or anything like that, and it's just a regular arrow. It's not a bow fishing arrow, but pretty much the same story. Obviously a little bit different if we're out there and you have a string on it, but it's going to work the same way. I don't have my bow fishing bows here. If I did, I would take the barb off of it, so that I'm not grounding it and ruining it on trying to shoot a bottle. But let's go take a look. All right, so we have the bow here. As you can see, nothing super fancy, but it was basically an extra we were keeping in our shop in case like one of the bows broke or something. Yeah, we could throw a reel on and use it quick. It also doesn't have a bow rest. Not that you necessarily need a sight for bow fishing, but a bow rest is a good thing to have because it'll keep your arrow set in and make everything a little bit easier for you, especially because you're going to be doing quite a bit of moving around. And you want to make sure your arrow doesn't fall off when you see a fish. Headed out to the pond, so if I can hit it here on land, I might throw it in the pond, because I figure I can probably hit it out there. And if not, it'll float back to shore and I can pick it up on the other side. So, see if I can kill a bottle. There we go, that seems like a good enough place for it. But as you can see, it does work. And you can start throwing out further. Also, be cautious of your pullback, because first one pulled back way too much and probably buried it. So this one I did a little bit less power, but you know, get practice up so that when you go out bow fishing next, you're gonna be right on them, kill them. And keep in mind, light refraction, you need to aim a little bit lower on the fish. And because your arrow's on a string, you don't have to worry about losing your arrow, obviously, unlike this situation. But hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. I really kind of only covered those as shooting tips, but if you want some other things, let me know. Just tell me what you think of the video. If you want something else, I'll try to work that in. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you.